The sirens screamed across Colony Station Tau 7 like wounded animals, their piercing wails cutting through the manufactured atmosphere. James didn't hesitate. While everyone else scrambled toward the reinforced shelters, he ran the opposite direction, toward the education wing where the alien exchange students were housed. The consortium had warned them, 3 days of ultimatums, demands that humanity surrender their territorial claims to the outer reaches. Command had refused. Now the orbital bombardment had begun, and James knew exactly where the first strike would land. The education wing. A calculated message, surrender or watch your bridges burn. Smoke already choked the corridors as James shouldered through emergency bulkheads. His security clearance override sparked and died. The electromagnetic pulse from the first hit had fried half the station's systems. He kicked through the next door, reinforced polymer cracking under his enhanced combat boots. "Desiree!" His voice echoed through the chaos. The Valori girl huddled beneath a collapsed ceiling beam, her bioluminescent skin flickering with terror. Purple and deep crimson, the colors of distress among her kind. She was small, barely reaching James's chest with compound eyes that reflected his face 100 times over. Her translator collar sparked uselessly around her slender neck. "James, friend?" Her voice came out broken, the universal translator failing. "Cannot move. Trapped." The beam had pinned her leg and James could see the twisted angle of her lower appendage. In Valori physiology, that meant severed circulation, 5 minutes, maybe 10, before permanent damage. The medical brief had been clear. Their crystalline bone structure was unforgiving. James grabbed the beam. It didn't budge. 10 tons of reinforced steel, minimum. The building groaned around them, settling further into its death spiral. Another explosion rocked the station, closer this time. Debris rained from above. He could leave. The rational part of his brain, the part trained in military survival doctrine, screamed at him to go. 1 human life versus 1 alien child. The Valori weren't even official allies yet. Their people sat on the fence watching humanity's conflict with cold calculation, waiting to see who would win before committing. But James looked into those compound eyes and saw fear, pure universal fear that transcended species. "I'm not leaving you," he said, knowing she couldn't understand with her translator dead. He wedged himself under the beam, muscles screaming as he leveraged his back against it. His exoskeleton augments kicked in. Military-grade hydraulics designed for exactly this kind of impossible task. The beam shifted. 1 inch, 2. "Crawl!" he shouted. Desiree understood. She pulled herself forward, mandibles clicking in pain, trailing blue blood across the floor. The ceiling gave way. James saw it happen in slow motion, the structural support above them fracturing, a cascade of destruction that would bury them both. He made a choice in that split second. He shoved Desiree forward with his right arm, throwing her clear of the collapse zone. The beam came down. Pain exploded through his shoulder, white-hot and absolute. He felt his arm separate, crushed beneath tons of debris. His combat stims kicked in immediately, flooding his system with shock suppressants and coagulants. He stumbled forward, clutching the ragged stump, and fell beside Desiree. She stared at him, at his missing arm, at the blood pooling beneath him. Her skin shifted through a rainbow of colors he'd never seen before, something beyond the standard Valori emotional spectrum. "Go," James gasped, pushing her with his remaining hand. "Shelter. Section 9, another explosion." The walls buckled. Desiree didn't run. Instead, she wrapped her forearms around James, 2 grasping his chest, 2 clutching his remaining arm. She was stronger than she looked, her chitinous frame built for a high-gravity world. She dragged him, pulled him through smoke and fire, through corridors that collapsed behind them like falling dominoes. James drifted in and out of consciousness. He saw flashes, Desiree's luminescent skin lighting their path, her mandibles clicking rapidly. Was she crying? Could Valori cry? He saw her ram through a sealed door with a strength born of desperation. He saw the shelter entrance and faces, human and alien alike, reaching out to pull them inside. The blast doors sealed. The bombardment continued outside, muffled now, distant. When James woke in the medical bay 3 days later, the war was over. The Valori had entered the conflict, not on the side they'd expected, but on humanity's side. The consortium forces had retreated rather than face the combined fleet. Desiree sat beside his bed, her skin a soft golden color he'd learned meant contentment, relief. Her translator had been repaired. Why? She asked simply. You could have saved yourself. Your species says, humans first. But you chose me. James looked at his regeneration cradle where his new arm was slowly growing back. Medical technology courtesy of the Valori, who'd shared it freely once they joined the Alliance. Because humans first doesn't mean humans only, he said. It means we lead with our humanity. And my humanity told me that a kid needed help. Simple as that. Desiree's skin rippled with new colors. Gratitude, respect, something deeper that transcended translation. My people have a saying now, she said. When all others calculate, humans simply act. This is why they will inherit the stars, James smiled. We're not trying to inherit anything. We just don't like leaving people behind. Outside the medical bay window, human and Valori ships flew together in formation. A new alliance born not from treaties or trade agreements, but from one human's refusal to drop an alien girl during a bombing. Sometimes the galaxy changed because someone simply refused to let go. Even when it cost them an arm,